I'm here with Maryland commit Terez Davis. Terez, how are you doing today?
Yes, sir. What's up, guys? I'm doing really good. Just got back from the gym, so I'm doing really good. Can't wait to get this interview started. So yeah, I'm just
Is that
ready.
what you've been is that what you've been doing a lot of now that you guys are in the off season, a lot of lifting and stuff?
Yeah, just more lifting. Training to be an athlete. Box squats, stuff like that. Just stuff to get me ready. Injury stuff like mobility. Rehab stuff like that, just to make sure my body's good. Coming into the season.
Right. I want to take it back to a little bit of your childhood. I know your dad played in the NBA and everything, and I want to know what was it like being an NBA son?
Yeah, so it was good. A lot of publicity. Forced me to play basketball. I kind of leaned to the basketball side just because of my dad. But when I got older, I didn't see him as much because I live with my mom. So I started to move towards football, and my mom pushed me to play football. So it was definitely I wouldn't say pressure, but it was definitely like, oh, I got to make it somehow, some way. Either it was football, basketball. So it was definitely good though. I got to see a couple games. I got to see games, see what it was like. I feel like it pushed me. It motivated me to try to live that lifestyle or get to that point. So it was a motivator for sure.
Right. And talk about basketball for you a little bit because I know that was a big part of you growing up. I know like you wanted to be a basketball player, right, for a while. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I want to be a basketball player. I feel like that's every O lineman or football player's dream. I could shoot. I thought I was fast enough. My IQ is there. That's I think my best part about my basketball ability. My IQ. So I just wanted. I loved it. I did love it until started playing football and getting in the weight room, and it kind of like flipped my mind. So, but it was definitely a good time. Like playing AAU, playing like 3 games, 4 games a day, going to tournaments. It was a good experience. It taught me how to work and what it takes to be great. So it was definitely a good time.
Do you think your basketball game has helped you at all with football at all?
Definitely. I feel like with my feet, my feet, my quickness, stuff like that. I would say definitely, yeah.
How was the transition? How did the transition go down from basketball into football being the focus?
Yeah, I would say, so when I first started playing football, like I didn't even know like what a pancake was or none of that. And I think the first time I did it, it felt like, oh wow, like this is great. I want to keep doing this. So like as soon as I like started leaning towards, football, it just I like the physicality more. Basketball, it's not physical. It's kind of, they touch you right here, it's a foul. So it was kind of just I started to get more physical, and that's when basketball kind of dropped and football elevated. That's what I would say the main focus is, or the main thing that made me flip to football.
No, yeah, that makes total sense. I want to talk about your career at DeMatha. How do you think DeMatha got you ready to play at the next level and at Maryland, playing in the WCAC, one of the better conferences in really the country, with playing teams like Gonzaga, Good Counsel, every year? How do you think that has gotten you ready to play at Maryland?
Yeah, I would say just the coaching, definitely the coaching. It's not one of those public schools where you know they kiss your ass. Excuse my language, but if they kiss your ass and say you're the best and this and this, and at the matter they don't care. They want it how they run it. You either do it or they're gonna find someone else who does it. And I feel
Right.
like it's definitely like college. It's a college experience before college. So I feel like Coach McGregor, he gets us right. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure we can do it. He pushes us past our limits. So that's one thing I feel like is gonna help me at the next level. Because I'm already used to it. I'm used to coaches yelling at me. Saying I'm trash and this, just to get me ready. For the next level. So I'm definitely prepared. Prepared. I feel like Dematha, it definitely teaches you a lot. Also, just to be like a gentleman. Also in the classroom. To be a good person in life, it definitely teaches you a lot of stuff. I feel like it's definitely going to prepare me for my next coming in life.
Was there any specific coach that had like a really big impact on you at DeMatha?
Yeah, I would definitely say Coach Marvin, Coach Will, and then Coach McGregor. Those are like the three coaches. Because when I was in Texas, Coach Will actually called me. It was like, "Hey, come back and play football." And the next year, I came back and played football, and now I'm here where I'm at. So definitely, without him, I wouldn't be here. Coach Marvin as well. Like he pushed me to be great. I thought I would be doing good in the game, and he said you could do better. you're not doing that much, and it would make me go 10 times harder and play harder. So, and same thing with Coach McGregor. He doesn't really give compliments, so he just wants you to keep going and keep going and keep going until you finish. So those three coaches they definitely helped me a lot. They taught me how to be a man, and they taught me how to keep pushing, no matter how hard it is.
Right. Talk about your recruitment a little bit. Go through like when you first started getting some looks at all, some offers, and just like the first steps overall to it.
Yeah, it was I think it was last year. Yeah, last year during the game Friendship, we played Friendship Collegiate.
Mhm.
It was a good game. I had a pretty good game. I was still playing tight end, and Coach Brooks was there for Maryland. And then after the game, he liked what he saw. He saw his athletic ability and my athletic ability, and he wanted to offer me the next day. So it was definitely like surreal because I didn't really expect. I wasn't that strong yet. I wasn't nothing, but he saw something in me. So I feel like that's when I started to like kick step it up another notch, realizing I can make it this far, I can keep going because I had more in me. It was my first year, I was just getting started. So I feel like, the more I worked, the more offers I was going to get. And I kept working in the off season. This last off season I had, it was one of my best off seasons. I pushed myself, past my limits so much, and it definitely paid off.
Right, right. So you started off playing tight end, is what you telling me?
Yeah, yeah, tight end and H back. So I would like motion and like
Oh,
pull.
really? Talk about that transition. How did that go down? How did you switch to start playing offensive line?
Yeah, so when I first got in, I was a little skinnier. I was like 260 pounds. So um I was like 260, and we already had our tackles. So we had
Right,
Tree and Crouch, which they're both power five tackles. So and it was my first year. I didn't know anything, but I felt like Coach McGregor, he had that. We can't keep him off the field. So he put me at H back, and I just started blocking really good, and it got good. Holes opened up. We were able to run the ball like for 300 yards versus good counsel and Gonzaga, I think. So it just got good, and they started putting me at tight end, drawing up pass plays for me and stuff like that. So it was really good. And the physical part, I would say it's definitely more, physical, because I don't think I would have been able to play O line at 260 pounds. I don't think it's
right,
possible. Not
right,
going against, some of the top guys, at good
right.
counsel, St. John's. So, I would say it's just a physical part. Mental, I kind of just took my kick step and just, waited for them. And my feet are really good. So I kind of I'm already naturally, like twitchy.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say it was good, but most it all transitions to even basketball, like playing defense, sliding your feet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with
Same type of thing. Yeah.
yeah, same type of thing. So it definitely helped me like all around. But yeah, the transition was pretty easy.
Right, right, right. That makes sense. Talk about why Maryland. How was like your official visit go down and your unofficial visit? How many times did you go up there? Talk about how much Maryland recruited you and how much they wanted you, but overall, why Maryland?
Yeah, yeah. So people ask me, why Maryland, why this? I would say honestly the coaches, because I don't. For me, at least I want to be with the coach and coaches that see something in me, and believe in me, and want me to be great. So I would say that's one. The coaches, Coach Locke, Coach Braz, Coach Schwab, all the coaches there. They're amazing people. They're like a family. At the end of the day, I know when I get to Maryland, it's business, and I'm trying to win games. But I feel like they
Right.
still have that family aspect of them. That the talk to my mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. And also, I would say like just the people. Even at Maryland, like when I would go to games, they would be like, "Oh, Terez," like they were just like very involved. So
Yeah.
I would say the people too. Definitely the people. Definitely the people. And just yeah, overall, I'm close to home. I'm like 5 minutes away from Maryland right now, so
Exactly.
it was definitely a convenient. It was definitely convenient, and that's the main thing too. It was close to home. My mom can cut in my game, stuff like that. So
Yeah. No, that's definitely big.
yeah.
But I've been talking about that because I think that's like what Coach Loxley has been building is that family dynamic overall. So I heard that teams were trying to flip you later on. Talk about that a little bit. What happened with that situation?
Yeah, so teams started to flip. Like it was towards like some of my games, where they finally saw O line. My coaches would call me and say, Penn State wants to talk to you, stuff like that. I was on Twitter and just like on Twitter, just looking. And Oklahoma O line coach followed me, Florida, and I think it was Auburn or Oregon State, one of those schools. They started following me and liking my posts and stuff like that. But I didn't really pay mind to it. I told my mom, I'm not really gonna get it like into that because
Right.
when I say I'm committed, I'm committed. Also, Frank Brown called me personally. I don't know if you know that the new Syracuse coach. He called me personally and tried to, get me to go take an official visit. But I didn't really, want. I told him I'm not interested, and I was locked in with Maryland. But that's pretty much, with all the schools. I told them I'm locked in with Maryland, so
Right.
y'all kind of just wasting y'all time. But they
Right.
kept trying to, but I just didn't buy into none of that.
Right. Talk about signing day. How was it like for you to finally sign with the Terps? And then there's also a lot of commotion going on with like Braden Lee flipping and Jordan Seaton and all that type of stuff. Talk about signing day overall. Did you guys talk to those guys at all? How did that kind of work?
Yeah, it was Sunday was great when I woke up. It felt, surreal, when I finally signed and Coach Locks called me. It was definitely, a great moment. As far as, recruits and stuff, I definitely talked to some of them, my man's Judah Jenkins. I tried to get him to,
Right.
when I thought he'd be committed, I texted him as soon as possible and was like, yo, come over here, slide, and he told me he
Right.
would. So I kind of knew I knew he would slide, but yeah, Jordan Seaton and them, I didn't really talk to them, but I saw him a couple times on campus. I was talking to him. He seemed like he was in, but with that situation, he's kind of it's unpredictable. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's definitely
Braden Lee, I feel like since he's really close with Lloyd, I feel like he would flip. But yeah, Jordan Season's just like the main one where everyone was kind of just like, who knows? Because
yeah, who knows what's gonna happen.
1 minute he's in, 1 minute he's out. It's like yeah,
Yeah. What
yeah.
parts of the game, what parts of your game do you think you have to improve on? What parts do you think are best right now?
Um, Parts I need to improve on, I would say just my technique, mostly my technique, because I can definitely get better. Well, I mean, I can get better at everything. So I would say everything because I always have room for improvement. I feel like my potential is unmatched. I feel like I can learn more, I can grow more, as the season goes or as the year goes. But I would say my strengths, definitely my feet, how quick I am. My strength is pretty good. I feel like it's underrated. People look at me. I don't look like I'm 300.
Yeah.
Like I look
Yeah.
at least like I'm
Yeah.
280. That's what people say. They say I'm like I look like I'm in the 280 rounds, but I'm
Yeah.
really 305. So that's something that's
Okay.
really good. Yeah, I've been in the weight room working, and yeah, so I feel like strength and speed is really my best abilities. And then I would definitely say my feet is probably my best because going in the season, we went into WCAC play, and I didn't really start kick stepping until that game because one game I just slided my feet, and DD Holmes, he's an FSU commit.
Yeah.
He
At
inside,
Gonzaga, right?
yeah, Gonzaga. He went inside, and I was able to get back just because I have good feet, but my technique was kind of bad. But just the only reason I was able to, get back was because my feet. So I would say my technique.
Was there anybody that was like particularly tough to play in the WCAC to block coming off the edge, or
Yeah,
anyone that you've played?
Yeah, I would say probably number 3 from Gonzaga, David McMorris. I think he's going to Syracuse. He was tough because he was like it was like a stalemate. Like he was just as strong as me. Like
Right.
we grab each other and just hold each other kind of thing. Pass rush though, I didn't have a problem with him pass rush, but he was definitely getting him off the ball was a little hard, but we made it happen towards the end.
What do you hope to accomplish at Maryland personally and as a group?
Personally, definitely, to become a starter, just to help my team win. I would say, as a group, just win as many games as possible. You know what I'm saying? The ones that you need to win, we got to win. And I'll definitely help. I've told the coaches I'm down to play whatever position this year. If they want me to move the H back, tight end, I'll play anything. I
Right.
can block. I'm gonna give it my 100%.
Right.
That's one thing about me. I'm gonna give it my 100%. As long as the team wins, I'm fine. So I told them whatever they need me to do, I'm willing to do, to help the team win. So I would just make sure it's about the team, getting wins, going to a bowl game, shoot, even going to the Big Ten play championship would be great. So I'm just working towards that.
Do you plan on watching Maryland's bowl game tomorrow against Auburn?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be watching it. Yeah.
You got any prediction for the game?
Yeah, I think people underestimate Maryland because two is
So he
not
is
playing,
that,
but yeah.
yeah.
But I got Maryland winning 24-17.
24-17.
24-17, yeah.
All right, all right. And my last question, I want to know a little bit about the 2024 class in general. How are you guys pretty close knit? Do you guys talk a lot?
Yeah, we do. We actually have a group chat. You know, we playing
Right.
Madden, stuff like that. Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah,
Do you
definitely.
have like one guy that you're closest to in that group?
I would say probably Ryan Howardson. Also, like Makai White too. Makai White, the receiver, and I would say JP Powell too. I'm pretty close with him too, and Lloyd because he went to DeMatha too. So
Right,
I
right,
got
right.
Lloyd. Yeah,
All right, cool. Thank you for joining us, Terez.
yes, sir.
Good luck with the rest of the school year and everything going into Maryland. But thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.